Hi everyone, it is currently the 7th of September 2012, and it does look like the tropics may very well start to get some sort of activity together going into the early part of next week. Now, it is currently Friday, I'm talking about more or less on Sunday through Tuesday, but it will all derive from this area right here just towards the east of the Philippines and towards the southeast of Guam. That is previous known as Invest 95W, moving off there towards the west. Lots of convection. Actually, I would really kind of push it across this entire area, all embedded there within the monsoonal trough. But also, and more importantly, and more urgent, would be this area just towards the east of the Philippines, embedded within the monsoonal trough as well. But it is a low pressure area, bringing the risk of some sort of flooding across portions of its highest down towards Mindanao, and also off towards the north. Subtropical ridge setting in. You do have a little weak frontal area within here. That is finally moving away from Japan. Some sunnier skies and clear skies setting in across much of the region, even over towards Korea. But northeastern China, you're going to be seeing some rain showers as well. Let's first talk about the Philippines. Whereas you can see on the satellite imagery here, you do have that low pressure area moving off there towards the west. Do not expect this to organize all too much. It is south of that 10 degrees north, which you typically need for tropical cyclone development, although not always the case. But also, it is starting already to interact with the land masses here. PAGASA has already, though, issued a warning stating that there is a risk of some flooding and landslides across much of these regions here, especially on the steeper elevations. Those landslides very well could occur, and up to about 15 to 20 millimeters an hour as well could be occurring across much of this area. So definitely going to be watching this. This is a very new storm system that just developed up here this morning here on Friday. So once again, though, I do not think this will develop into a significant cyclone or a named system, but still very heavy rain showers here. Also over towards Indochina, Thailand, you've been seeing some significant rainfall and flooding across much of this area, all embedded within that monsoonal trough. And actually, if this was me writing this, I probably would have extended that monsoonal trough a little bit farther towards the east. That's really where it is right now, even though across much of the South China Sea it is kind of not so apparent at this time. But if we take a look at the TRMM satellite from NASA here, now this is the accumulative precip over the past week. You can see that that monsoonal trough does start here in eastern China, moves across Indochina, South China Sea, Philippines, and even all the way out there towards around the Solomon Islands. That's where it is right now. Lots of heavy rainfall here. You can see some areas upwards of 300 to 500 millimeters in the past week alone. Actually, if you look there in northern Vietnam, there's some areas there that have been seeing some exceptionally high precipitation, upwards of around 500 to 600 millimeters, and also over towards Bangladesh as well, and even portions of Thailand, where I was stating you have been seeing that very serious flooding. So this entire area definitely does not need more precipitation. The Philippines, good news is that you are getting that big shot of heavy rainfall right now, but the ground, it does not look like it is already saturated across much of this area, because you haven't really been seeing any significant rainfall in the past week. Now, I know I'm going to get some people saying you have been seeing some very heavy rainfall. These have been mainly isolated thunderstorms popping up due to that daytime heating, but no significant tropical waves have moved through the Philippines in about a week now. So this one big shot is going to be bringing that rainfall, but it definitely will not be falling on already significantly saturated grounds around this entire area. So going to be watching that through the coming days. But look over here towards the east, still embedded in the monsoonal trough, is that other area we're talking about for possible tropical development next week. Now, this is a GFS model outlook that's really kind of hinting at the development here, not on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, but as we go into Monday of next week. You look down there just towards the southwest of the Marianas Islands, there is a low pressure area starting to develop, and it pushes it off towards the north. That seems like a likely scenario. Remember that once we get into September, the Westpac high off here towards the east starts to weaken, and that allows more storm systems to pull off there towards the north, and vice shooting off towards due west around the Philippines. Not always the case. Subtropical ridge typically strong enough to hold it and push it down there towards the south, and that is one thing that could very well happen, is that that subtropical ridge is currently in place right in there. If it does stay strong enough, it could push a developing system towards the south around Luzon. So still about 5 to 6 days out here, we're we're looking at Friday of next week, actually, on this particular frame. So any tropical cyclone development definitely has time to develop and time to really figure out on where exactly is going to be going. But at least at this time, if we take a look at the streamline analysis, if anything was to develop down in or around this area, it would likely move off towards the west. Once again, though, that subtropical ridge does look like it should weaken. There's already a little bit of a weakening right in here that would pull it off towards the north and likely could affect Japan by next week in many, many scenarios that we're talking about here. Just trying to give you the outlook and the best information on this. But as always, please continue to check with the official agencies. That's JMA or PAGASA out here in the Western Pacific if you're talking about Japan's weather or the Philippines through the coming days. And on another note, I do want to show you this real quick. Talking about the tropics, very hot down here. Lows, this is in Fahrenheit, I do apologize. Lows in the 70s, highs in the 90s. We're at around 30 to 35 degrees. But take a look at this. This is last night's low temperatures across Eastern Asia. And 30 and 27. That's right around -1 to -2 Celsius. Talking about winter starting to set in. The Tibetan Plateau over here towards the west, that's always cold. Very high elevations across that area, but looks like below freezing temperatures as well. It's just something I wanted to point out for all of you, that a winter is creeping in and ever so slowly. And one other thing, please do go check out James Reynolds' newest footage here. He went down to Anak Krakatau this past weekend and filmed some new lava flow forming up some of the newest land in the world here. So definitely, here's the annotation on your screen. Please do go check that out. Some very incredible footage, not just on typhoons here, but also on these volcano eruptions there at his channel. So once again, though, thanks again for taking this very incredible and awesome footages. And lastly, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. Please stay safe out there as well. One other thing, I will be moving the live update from Saturday to Sunday for this week, so watch out for that this coming Sunday. We will be having a live update. At least by that time, we should have a little more handle on this possible tropical development out there just towards the south of Guam, so might have some more information for you. But please stay safe out there, and have a great day. Bye.